And now for the final award of the evening, the Lifetime Achievement Award, honoring Sharon McCollam. Here to present the award is Pat Connolly, Williams-Sonoma, Inc.
You don't have many occasions where you have the opportunity to stand in front of a large group of very accomplished people and talk about someone that you admire and respect, and also someone who is a good friend. For most of us, that occasion is usually the wedding of one of your children, but there they kind of have to let you speak. So it's a special honor for me this evening to be able to introduce you to this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Sharon McCollam. I hope to convey how the people at Williams-Sonoma feel about her and what she has meant to our company over the past 12 years. Quite simply, Sharon was a key contributor to the transformation of the company from a company with great brands to a company with great brands that delivered consistent and continuing improving financial performance. I've been with Williams-Sonoma 33 years, and for 29 of those years, we've been a public company. The Wall Street community has always liked us. Many of them were our target customers. But we had a tendency throughout our history to occasionally surprise them. They don't like surprises. They also thought that we should be making more money. When Sharon became CFO, the surprises went away and the earnings went up. She built a dedicated team that, consistent with her performance at companies she worked at prior to Williams-Sonoma, delivered enormous amounts of perfect work. She instilled a tremendous work ethic and yet had the lowest turnover in the company. Maybe it was because no one could ever say that they were working harder than their boss. I think the most frequent question that I was asked in her first few years at the company was, when does she sleep? We have today, thanks to Sharon, financial and planning and control disciplines that can support our goal of doubling our revenues before the end of the decade. We also have, thanks to Sharon, a culture of frugality when it comes to expenses. As most of you know, installing expense control requires managerial courage. As I joke with one of my peers, Sharon has more managerial courage per inch of body height than anyone we had ever met. I like to say that Sharon throws nickels around like they were manhole covers. But that was what was needed. Strategically, she led the effort to engineer our balance sheet, to give us the financial strength to weather any economic downturn, while investing in our future and increasing our market cap through consistent returns of cash to shareholders. But what about Sharon, the person? She is passionate, dedicated, and all in everything she does, whether it is preparing for an analyst presentation or taking part in a skit at one of our annual conferences. She does a wicked impersonation of Michael Jackson, both the singing and the dancing. She loves to laugh, a side of her, though, that those who could not control their expenses did not see. She defines the word integrity, a word that seems to have taken on too many meanings. Not with Sharon. She is generous with her time and her money. She would always find time to meet with anyone, and she has been a tremendous source of financial support to her extended family. Everyone would love to have an Aunt Sharon. On her last day at a party we threw for her, our CEO, Laura Albert, gave her a very special recognition. We value and honor tenure in our company, and our associates receive special gifts at their 5, 10, 15, all the way up to 30-year anniversaries. Laura gave Sharon every gift, saying that Sharon had accomplished more in 12 years than most of us could accomplish in 30. There were a lot of tears that day, reflecting the admiration and respect we all have for her. I think she was a special inspiration to the many women leaders in our company. She is a great example of just how much you can accomplish. She may not be in the office, but she is in our hearts. It is an honor for me to present this award for Lifetime Achievement to Sharon. Before we ask Sharon to come to the stage, let's hear more about her lifetime of achievement.
Sharon McCollam retired from Williams-Sonoma, Inc. in March of this year after an accomplished 12-year career with the company. In her most recent role as Director, Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer, and Chief Financial Officer of the company, Sharon's responsibilities included finance, treasury, investor relations, IT, human resources, real estate, store development, corporate facilities, and business process integration. During her career with Williams-Sonoma, Inc., the company grew revenues from $1 billion to $4 billion, introduced 3 iconic multi-channel home furnishings brands, and established itself as one of the largest internet retailers in America. With expansive oversight of the company's financial and operational disciplines, Sharon is recognized as a highly influential cross-functional leader and principal architect of the company's highly successful financial strategies over the past decade. Before joining Williams-Sonoma, Sharon served as a divisional vice president and CFO of Dole Fresh Vegetables, a division of Dole Food Company. She began her career in public accounting with Arthur Young, and subsequently held controller, international controller, and chief financial officer positions in divisions of 2 Fortune 500 companies. She served on the board of directors of Del Monte Foods from 2007 to 2011, and currently serves on the board of Sutter Health.
Now please join me in a round of applause as we invite Sharon to the stage.
Thank you. Oh, I guess I can say wow. Pat, you are so inspiring and so special. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I also want to thank the CFO selection panel, the San Francisco Business Times, Larkin Street Youth Services, and all of tonight's sponsors for this wonderful recognition. It is a tremendous honor to be here to accept this award among such an impressive group of CFOs. Congratulations to all of you. As I reflect on this recognition, though, I still cannot believe that I have had the privilege of working in a profession that I have loved so much for more than 30 years. I have worked for some amazing companies: Williams-Sonoma, Dole, Ryder, Ernst & Young. But Williams-Sonoma is the one that stole my heart. The years I spent there were the most inspiring years of my life. But companies are only companies. It is the people that make them special. And it is why I absolutely cannot accept this recognition alone. This recognition belongs to all of the people that I have worked with and who have supported me all of these years, several of whom are with me tonight here at tables 24 and 25. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Including my husband of 25 years, Craig. I would not be here without any of you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd also like to thank two very special people who could not be here tonight. My father, this is hard, and Howard Lester, the retired chairman and CEO of Williams-Sonoma. Sorry, guys. My father was a mechanic that suffered from a disabling health condition. For many years, he raised me as a single parent. Because of his condition, his employment was sporadic, and at times, his life was filled with unexpected adventures. I remember one in particular when a rent check didn't clear the bank, and we spent 4 nights camping in our car. But despite these adventures, my father believed that I could do anything, and he encouraged me to work hard, never settle, and build a better life. His belief in me gave me hope, and I used that hope to achieve more than I ever thought possible. Howard, too, was from humble beginnings, but he became a legendary entrepreneur and an admired philanthropist. And in his role as my mentor, he never stopped pushing me to achieve my ultimate potential, or a number of titles. Dream the impossible and make it come true. That was his advice. Like my father, Howard inspired me to see no boundaries, and I used his inspiration to achieve more than I ever imagined. My father and Howard both passed away in November of 2010. I share this with you because when I heard Nicole's story earlier last week, I realized that the messages of hope that my father and Howard brought to my life are the same messages that Larkin Street is bringing to youth like Nicole every day. Nicole is an incredible example of how one inspirational voice can change a life forever. I am in awe of what Larkin Street is doing, and I encourage all of you, like I have done recently, to see it firsthand. You may find that it actually changes your life too. I would again like to thank all of you who have made this night possible. And I want you to know how much this award means to me. To do that, I thought I would share with you one last story that I think says it best. On a walk with Howard, not long before he passed away, he asked me to give him one word to describe how I felt about my life. It was the easiest question I have ever answered. Grateful. And that is what I am and how I feel tonight. To my husband, my mother, my family, my colleagues, my incredible teams, and my friends, I love you all, and I thank you so much. Good night.